Welcome, welcome. Fantastic, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Demetrius, I'm trying to. Okay, there it goes. I think I got Darin Kidd. Yep, he's a co-host. Welcome, welcome, everyone. This is a short meeting, meaning that it was a short time we planned this meeting. It was impromptu, okay? So we want you to bear with our housekeeping. We have our phenomenal leader. He's here, the CEO of Rally, and he's going to share some information with us. But guess what? We are rallied up, and you're going to learn a little bit more about why we are super excited to be a part of something that's in its pre-launch stages, where we get an opportunity to participate in something brand new. I didn't get the call for Zoom. I didn't get the call for Uber. I didn't get a call for a lot of things, but I got this call. So I am flat out excited to be here with Darin Kidd. That is one of my favorite nodes, and I just can't wait, guys. So get ready. We're going to get started in about 1 more minute. Waiting for one person. Welcome, welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome. We appreciate you being here on time. Our CEO, Darin Kidd, he is here and he was on time. So we want to make sure that all of our members jump on this call. Demetrius, I've made you a co-host so you can assist us. I know Harvey and Tammy is not going to be able to help me at this time. But guys, listen to me 1 minute. Get your pen and your pad ready to take notes. We want to learn from the best of the best. Get your friends and your family members on this call. Get your guests on the call because you do not want to miss anything. All right. Yes, the call is being recorded. Welcome, welcome. All right, we got 1 more minute. I'm going to start this at 7:35. 7:35. I'm going to start this call. Welcome, welcome. Guys, I want you to know we had 2 hours to plan for this meeting, and I think we're doing amazing. We're doing amazing. Darin Kidd only had a few hours to plan for this meeting, but we didn't want to miss the opportunity. We're having a promotion right now, and we want all of our guests to understand about what's going on in the industry, and no other than the CEO. He is here to share everything with us. So I want you to get your pen and pad ready to take notes. All right, we got about 30 more seconds, then we're going to go ahead and get started. Welcome, welcome, everyone. Welcome to all of our guests and all of our members. Welcome, welcome. I can hear some background noise. As soon as you get on the call, go ahead and mute yourself. We appreciate you being here. Welcome to all of our guests. You will get an opportunity to ask some questions at the end. All right, we are at the top of the hour and we're going to go ahead and get started. My name is Dr. Yvonne Durant. Thank you so much, Demetrius. My name is Dr. Yvonne Durant, and I am super excited to be here. In fact, I'm all rallied up, all right? We have the CEO of Rally. He is a best-selling author. He is a global keynote speaker. He has been in publications and magazines around the globe. He has spoken alongside giants such as Les Brown and John Maxwell and, Grant Cardone and Les Brown. Oh my goodness. I was like, wow. But one quote that I noticed that he embraced that I want to share with you is this, and hopefully I remember the exact words. Success doesn't wait for the perfect moment. It is found in your willingness to act despite imperfection. Darin Kidd, go ahead and take it away.
All right. Well, thank you, Dr. Yvonne. And listen, thank you. What an amazing job for all of you to jump on the Zoom. If you can turn on your how is that? I am not sure how that's happening when I have do not disturb on my computer. Computer has a little smarter than I am. But anyway, yes, I appreciate this for last minute for all of you to jump on. I'm going to be extremely as brief as I can. And I know you're recording it, so I'll talk pretty fast. That way you can get the recording, go back and listen to it. If you can have your camera on, love to see your smiling faces. As long as you have clothes on, we would love for your camera to be on. And you would think we wouldn't have to say that, but not too long ago, one person forgot that part, just a Zoom just a few weeks ago. And it's one we will never forget. All right. But yeah, my story real quick, and I'll tell you kind of how I found out about this whole community, why I'm so excited, and it's all my personal opinion, okay? So I was speaking at an event at the PGA National last year, and I ran into a friend of mine out in the hallway, Tony Swantek. And long story short, we're going to try to meet while we were there, but he said, look, let me fly you out. I want to see if there's some things that we can do together. Now, Tony, I've known him for 15 years. We've never met in person. And so I was excited to go out and spend some time with him. He doesn't put a whole lot on social media. I knew he had done well. I had no idea how well. So when I sit down with him and I find out, I knew he had an accounting company, but I didn't know they did 10 billion in 2 years with over 2 billion in receivables, like profits. A credit card processing company doing 4 or 5 billion a year. A delivery company they launched in 2016 going, look, let's go straight on against DoorDash and Uber Eats. And so they'll want to buy us. Well, he did better than that. Delivery.com merged with him. He's now the #1 franchisee in the world with Delivery.com. And it was an Inc. 500 company. He's got oil wells and real estate, and I could go on and on. And I'm like, Tony, I had no idea you had done that many things. And what's fascinating, Dr. Yvonne, is I appreciate y'all's patience. I got a little cold a couple weeks ago, and it's that nagging little cough that's hanging around here. But back in let's see, 8/23/21 is a message from Tony Swantek. Tony said, Darin, when I call people, obviously he doesn't say this to people, but in his mind, if he believes in it enough to call you, then he said, look, I believe I'm offering either opportunity or regret. And it's totally up to them which one they choose. Well, at that time, I didn't even check the message. My mom was sick. She ended up passing away, but I never called him back. I chose regret because the people, when he called me, the message says, hey, listen, I'm launching an accounting company. And we're going to tap into the government's like $1 trillion with the ERC and the self-employment tax credit and R&D. And I never called him back. Well, the friends that I know that called him back, the next 2 years, I know several of them that made $50 to $100 million a year. And I did not return the call, right? Doesn't matter why at this point, I missed it. So what happened when Tony, we started doing some things together. Last year, he said, hey, Darin, do you want to fly me out to Utah? I'm going to meet with the #1 level 1 blockchain guy in the world. We're going to talk about blockchain and nodes. My next question was, what the heck is a node? What is blockchain? And so I said, but if you're asking me to jump on your jet, your private jet, fly to Utah, hang out with billionaires and learn, I love to learn. Because I know the same thinking that got me to where I am is not the same thinking that gets me to the next level. The same version that we are right now is not the same version that gets us to the next level. It takes a different way of thinking and different actions. And if you want to change your life, the fastest way to do that is like John Maxwell says, if you can't change the people around you, you change the people around you. So when I went out there and it was a fire hose of information, I joke and say I knew less when I left than when I got there because I was so overwhelmed, but I knew enough to get some nodes. And over the next few months, I started watching the rewards accumulate. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, these are thousands. And all of a sudden it was tens of thousands. And then all of a sudden it was millions of rewards months later. And I'm like, this is crazy. And I'm like, no, right now it's like monopoly money. I go, but the developers, which was about 10 of them at a decentralized development office out in Utah, decentralized, I forget, I'm not saying the exact words, I mean the exact name of it, but they're decentralized and they're developers. And they had about 10 of them when they launched Gala Games. Now they have 200. When they launched Gala Games, they've now done 500 billion transactions on all their blockchain projects. And I looked at Gala Games. It started out the same way. They decentralized gaming, and it was like worth 0.00, like a fraction of a penny. But over a period of time, it went to over 80 some cents at its peak. And to date, it is trading over $400 million a day. And so I'm like, wow. So if my rewards, if they happen to do a fraction of that over the next several years, this is going to be big. And so then what happened was I started learning about blockchain. And I'm like, man, what is blockchain? I was watching you. I believe the way you learn something, for me, it's total immersion. Like, just what can I read? What can I listen to? What can I watch? And I started finding out, hey, look, blockchain is growing faster than the internet in 1996. And they don't teach us. How many of you, if we had a class that we could have taken back in high school or college that said, hey, here's how you recognize a trend and you position yourself in front of it, how many of us would have loved to have that class? Look, 2 hands, right? 2 hands. Victoria raised 2 hands up. Me, I am with you. But they don't teach us that. Well, there's a German philosopher that said opportunities go through 3 phases. Number 1, they're ridiculed. Number 2, they're violently opposed. And then number 3, they're self-evident. But only 3% get involved in the first 2 most profitable phases, which is ridiculed and violently opposed. So I'll use Victoria as an example. So Victoria, if I went to you years ago and I said, hey, you know what? You know how, Victoria, we were taught never to get into a car with strangers. Remember that? That was beat into us growing up. You don't get in the car with a stranger. You don't pick up a stranger. I've got a great business idea. What if we pay to get in strangers' cars? Victoria said, Darin, you've lost your mind. That was Uber, right? Think of what people thought about that when they first said we're going to pay to get in strangers' cars. What about paying to stay in strangers' homes? Airbnb, right? The guy that I know in Northern Virginia, I live in Virginia, and when they went to him and he had cell phones, and 9 out of 10 people laughed at him. They're like, why would I buy a cell phone? It's as big as a backpack. You want me to bolt this thing into my car? Is the reception really good or something? No, it's actually terrible. We have very few cell phone towers. Oh, well, why would I pay several $1,000s and bolt the phone into my car if there's very few towers and the reception is terrible? It must be because it's really cheap to operate. No, it's actually, Austin, it's actually several dollars a minute. It's really expensive. Everyone would have said, you know what? That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Wow, that's not going to work. Well, in the early 90s, AT&T paid him millions for his 12 little 300 square foot stores. They were all losing money. So when people go, man, I wish everybody saw blockchain. I wish everybody saw these projects, saw the opportunity. No, you don't. That's not where the opportunity really is. Because would you rather sell cell phones now when everyone knows what they are and it's hard to make a living? Or would you rather go back to the ridiculed and violently opposed? So when people don't understand and don't see what we see, understand that's normal. That's where you want to be. Don't want what you don't want. That's why the late Helen Keller, they asked her, what's worse than being blind? Having sight with no vision. Or the late Dr. Miles Monroe, sight is a function of the eyes. Vision is a function of the heart. So vision is seeing it before the masses see it. So about 60 days ago, I started going, you know what? Everyone I know, love, and care about, I want to know about these projects. I don't want them to do it because I'm doing it. I'm going to actually taper my excitement because I don't want them doing it because of my excitement. But I had a friend of mine years ago said, Darin, I want to smack you. And I'm like, why do you want to smack me, Vicky? Why now? We're good friends. She's like, why didn't you tell me about that company you joined where you made multiple 7 figures, did hundreds of millions in revenue? And I'm like, I didn't think you'd be interested. She goes, you shouldn't have thought, because we were praying for something. We were looking for something. And if you would have offered it to me and I said no, then it's on me, but you didn't give me the opportunity to say no. We can give them a gift, but they have to decide if they open it. So about 60 days ago, I started feeling obligated, going, you know what? Everyone I know and love and care about, they need to know about this. If they don't want to do it, it's okay. I don't want them to do it. But I do not want them to come back at Christmas and say, if you knew, why didn't you tell me? Because this is how fast, if you look at what's happening right now, then I'm going to talk about the project. Okay. We have the Bitcoin halving. What happens every few years when there's the Bitcoin halving? And they say this is probably the most important one ever. The next year to 2 years, if you look at the previous Bitcoin halvings, there was a massive spike. Once there's a massive spike after the Bitcoin halving, and sometimes it takes several months. I'm listening to different videos on YouTube, and obviously we're not selling Bitcoin, but I'm saying they're going, look, beginning of the year, February, March, we're projecting it's going to go to 100, 150, 200,000, whatever it is. We don't know. But then after that is the altcoin season. So normally there's a spike. Then you've got the ETFs that just happened. Well, Bitcoin hit $1 trillion market cap. And now you have the names like BlackRock, Fidelity, the big names coming on board. So what we're seeing is a digital gold rush. And there's stores that we're walking into now going, we no longer accept cash. I'm riding down the road the other day. My wife and I have 5 kids. The youngest is 16, the other 4 are adults. And I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm sending your daughter money to go out with her friends digitally, right? So we're seeing a huge transfer. We're seeing things that are all of a sudden coming together. It's like the perfect storm. And then we have blockchain growing faster than the internet. It's the fastest adopted technology in history. And here we sit. Now, with that said, there is no guarantee, right? I like to be right up front. Look, this is high. I talked to a guy today. This guy, he was buying tens of thousands of dollars in nodes. And I'm like, listen, high risk. Just look at it as if you lose all this money and it's going to break you, don't do it. There is no promise of anything. However, this is not like a meme coin that Elon Musk tweeted about that just spiked the value with no real world value, no real world revenue, not impacting the community, not impacting the world, not making a difference. These are projects that we can make a difference. So when I left Utah and Tony bought $3 million in nodes, I'm like, whoa, he's pretty serious. But then a few months later, he bought another 50 million in nodes. I'm like, the guy's really serious. I'm like, $54 million in, or 53, 54 million. Now it's even more than that. So what happened, and when he said, listen, I believe this will allow me to make the biggest impact I've ever made in my life. Because when you look at the different projects grow, talking about what we put in our food, like we're knowing what we're actually eating for the ones we love and care about. When you have Element, we're talking about ethical mining, where they're not using children, you know, to mine and do all those crazy things. And so when you look at these different projects, they're legit projects. They're game-changing projects. So when I went to Tony and I had the idea, hey, listen, let's launch video conferencing on the blockchain. We did a Zoom with $1 billion CEO of $1 billion bank. And this guy's like, look, it scares me to death because if you look at Zoom, they got fined tens of millions of dollars. It's centralized, just like our bank and most companies, right? A lot of companies. And so if they hack our bank, they have all of our information in one little package. But if you have something that's decentralized, it's on the blockchain, it's thousands of computers, and it's little pieces of information. The way I look at it is, what if they had one of your social security number here, 100 random computers over here, they have another number. And I don't think there's ever been a blockchain that's been hacked. So not only do you have, if you have a video conferencing platform that is safer and more secure, but what if tonight, if any of you, if Dr. Yvonne has sent you, and by the way, we appreciate Dr. Yvonne's leadership and all the leaders that put this together, because without you, you could not have pulled this off in 2 hours. It shows a lot about your leadership. You're very blessed. And I know you know that. And, but if they would have sent you a Microsoft meeting link, we would have jumped on it. A GoToMeeting, GoToWebinar, right? It didn't matter what link we got tonight, we would have jumped on. However, in the future, when we launch Rally, we're going to call it our link. I'll send you our link. It's our link, because Rally, there was too many other companies that have Rally in the name. So to avoid trademark issues, we're going to call it our link, because we don't spell it out anyway. If you send a Zoom link, you just send the link, right? But if you got a link that you know you're going to start earning rewards, you're going to never use another link in the future. When I go to get gas in my car the other morning, I'm like, ooh, don't use my debit card. I want to use my American Airlines card, because I want to make sure I get my rewards. When I went and got a smoothie earlier today, I put my number in. I want my rewards. So if you have a platform that you're actually earning rewards for doing meetings, and our goal is to go out, we believe day one. So in the next few days, we're going to be rolling out the blockchain. In the next few days, we're rolling out a beta version of the platform. We believe that day one, when the platform is live, we'll be doing meetings in 50 to 100 countries. Day one. Now, why does that excite me? Will this be the biggest project ever? I don't know. Do I believe, and does Tony believe, that just put millions of dollars into this project? If you ask him, which project are you the most bullish on, he will tell you Rally, R-Link. Why? It's easy to explain. It's easy to share. It's easy to promote. And we don't have to launch cities. We don't have to launch states. We're global day one. And then when you look at the numbers of how video conferencing has exploded since, I won't even say the word, since the shutdowns, right? Because now it's a way of life. Like, not only do employers go, look, our employees are more productive through video conferencing. It's the most effective way to communicate. We're never going back to where they're at the office. Most companies, it's like a hybrid now. It's some days in the office, like my daughter, and then most of the time it's on virtual. So not only do we have individuals, do we have entrepreneurs, we have real estate, we have network marketers, direct sales, affiliate marketers, we have companies. Our goal is to build one of the best platforms ever on the blockchain, decentralized. I don't own R-Link, right? You don't, but if you have a node, I have a node, we have a vote. Like, all of us own R-Link. So we missed the internet back when they go, hey, this internet, magical internet thing. Well, what is it? Well, it distributes information. Well, how do I get on the magical internet highway? AOL sent us out CDs and we jumped on the internet. Now we can get the weather instantly, stock, game price, games, scores instantly. Everything is at our fingertips. Well, the blockchain is a highway to distribute value. So with this video conferencing software, we believe it's going to grow extremely fast. Our goal is the project's never going to be done. Now, what do I mean by that? We're never going to stop trying to improve it. We want to put on millions of subscribers, and we want to continue to grow the community. And we're going to let you vote and help us create everything that you want to create. So in other words, we're already talking, when we launch, we'll have some very basic action points. You do a meeting, you have a paid subscription, you're going to be earning rewards. But then we're going to take it to you and let you vote. How do you want to get rewarded? When you refer paid subscribers, that's a great way to reward people, right? So if you look at the win action points, they tell you exactly how you earn points to earn more rewards. Now, I will mention this. We have some promotions that are going on right now. One is if you buy 5 of any, well, let me go back a second. The price of the Rally node right now, R-Link, is $2,500. It will never be that low again. From the numbers that I'm looking at, because there's 100,000 nodes in each project, except for when that's different. Every 100 nodes that are sold, it goes up $100 in price. Right now, we've sold hundreds already. On May 1st, we're not holding the founding price at $2,500 anymore. It's going to go up to where it should be, which is going to at least be, I'm going to make very conservative, $3,000, but it could be $3,500. It could be $4,000. I don't know, because 80% happens the last 20% of the time. 2 or 3 calls I've done today that people have purchased 5 and 10 nodes at a time, right? There's people that are buying 100, that have bought 100, one person. So I don't know what the price will be, but if you want to get in a project at the lowest price the node will ever be, you get in at the very beginning. The other thing to remember is that the way the tokenomics work, there's 50 billion rewards in each project. Half of those are released the first year. So 25 billion. Then it halves. Half of that the next year, half of that the next year. and keeps going down. Like the Bitcoin halving, that does every 4 years. This does it every year. So what's going to happen is you're going to get the lowest price of the node right now, and you're going to get the most rewards. Now, no guarantee at the beginning. The rewards are worth very little, like Monopoly money. So the people, when they say, hey, what are my guarantees? There is none. There was no guarantee. My daughter-in-law has a college degree. She was one of the top employees in a company with several hundred people. They loved her. They laid off several hundred people. There's now 15 people. There's no guarantee in a job. There's no guarantee in anything, right? However, you as a community have the ability to drive this project. You have the ability to help us sculpt exactly what you want it to look like. And I look at Gala, like for example, I've got some friends of mine that bought Gala nodes in the very beginning. Tony will tell you his story. He bought $10,000. The project was running late, and the guy called him back, said, look, we're giving everybody their money back because they're getting impatient. He's like, I don't want my $10,000 back. I want my nodes. And he's like, nope, it's easier if we just press a button and refund everybody at once. Call me back, Tony, in a week or so. I'll get you your nodes back. Tony forgot. He would have, depending on when he sold his rewards, he lost $5 to $10 million. $5 to $10 million on $10,000 in nodes that he didn't buy back. If you look at Gala, the friends of mine, and again, may not do this, may do less, may do more, may do nothing. I'm going to be very careful how I talk about that. But the Gala nodes had people that made about 1.2 million on one Gala node over several years. So again, no guarantee, but it's really exciting the fact that we're getting in your node. You can activate whenever we roll out the blockchain in the next few days. I've actually have to go to Utah. There's a physical ceremony, like it's an official launch. The day it launches, you'll get an email going, look, you can now activate your node and you can start generating rewards as soon as the project is launched, which is very exciting. So with that said, and I know you're recording this, but this recording will be outdated at the end of April in 2 days, right? So the key is getting this to everybody you know as fast as you can, because there's a couple promotions. Number one, if you buy 5 of any brand, you get 1 node for free of that same brand. So whether it's Win or Rally or Revo, whatever it is. Now, I notified them earlier. I'm like, look, if you're using a credit card, you can only do up to 10,000 per transaction, which is about 3 nodes. So as long as they're going to send a notice out, as long as you buy the 5 during the promotion period, you may have to do multiple transactions, you're going to get a free node. So if you got 6 and you divide that out, that means the nodes were less than $2,500 a piece because you're getting 1 free. And when I was looking on the chat with the leadership, one of them was saying, I promise you this will never happen again. Now, unless something drastic happens and changes, but that's what was said in that thread. So definitely take advantage of that. Not only that, you buy any 5 smart nodes and get 1 year free hosting credit. So once you host those nodes and they're on Block Fabric or whatever, that's about a $300 value on top of the free node if you're doing the same brand. Buy any 10 smart nodes and get 2 years of free hosting, which is about $1,200 in value, right? So those promotions are going on right now. And let's see if there's anything else that I'm missing, Dr. Yvonne, then I'll see if there's any questions. But by the way, I can, Dr. Yvonne, I can send you some links like the frequently asked questions. It has all the promo details if you need it. Tony did a video on YouTube if you need that, if you don't have it, where he actually explained the new compensation plan enhancements that 97% of the people voted, yes, we want this, right? And then if you hit that new rank by May 10th, then what happens is you're going to get, there's a free node promotion, the next exclusive trip. So all of that's in the FAQs, but I can send that to you if you need that, if you don't have it, because most of the questions are answered in the frequently asked questions, and they have a flyer that goes with it as well. And so with that said, I am happy, Dr. Yvonne, if I missed anything, if you want me to hit on anything, more
You
than
did.
happy to answer for you.
You did phenomenal, phenomenal. I don't know. I guess that's why you're a global, keynote speaker. Like you were just going like fluently. Like, thank you so much. That was amazing. You did a phenomenal job. And I'm going to give the guests an opportunity to ask some questions because I know a lot of times when we're on this call, we have a lot of members. Keep in mind, guys, if you have your video and you're not dressed in your video, go ahead and turn your video off so we won't see you. It's 100% okay if you turn that video off, okay? And we'll go ahead and give you an opportunity to raise your hands. If you don't know how to do that, you can go to the bottom of the screen and you can go to more and click on reaction, or you can just click on reaction right in front of your screen. And then go ahead and raise your hand, whether you're a guest or a member. You want to go ahead and ask a question, go ahead and take it away. All right, let's go ahead, guys. Raise your hands. Let's go. I know he
And,
did
and
an
some
amazing
of it's
job
pretty
already.
simple. Yeah, and some of it's pretty simple. You may not have questions. You may just be
Right.
ready to make a decision on what works best for you. But if you do, I'm happy to do that. All right. So Lady B raised her hand.
Yes, fantastic. Go ahead and take it away, Batula. She's a great leader. Phenomenal.
Hi, good night, guys. Oh, and thank you for an amazing, amazing presentation also. I do have a quick question because I know that I know you just said something regarding purchasing the nodes. So I need to verify. In the special that you have going on right now, can you please verify for me the the 5 nodes, if someone purchases all 5, they get 1 free. Does the 5 nodes have to be purchased all at one time? Because I noticed it did not say that in particular in your verbiage on the display that was given out. And I have someone that is interested in doing that. So I need to have this verified because this is important and time is of the essence.
I agree. And that is a great question. And thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, because in the paperwork, the FAQs, it says you must buy them at the same time. However, I was on with some of the people at corporate today, and I'm like, listen, if it's a credit card, if it's a rally node, you can only do 3 at a time because they're $2,500 each, the gas fees. So you have to break it up. So what they're going to do is they said they're going to send out a notice to everyone saying as long as you purchase the 5 within the promotion period, which started, I think, Friday night at whatever time until the end of whatever time the promotion says on the FAQs, right? I'll let you read that so make sure we get that correct. So as long as it's purchased within that time, then they said if you buy 5, and again, make sure you go through the FAQs because that gives all the breakdown. But as long as you buy 5 of the same brand, the brand is giving you a node. That's why they said they're not going to do it again because all the brands had to agree to that, right? And then if you buy all of them within the promotion period, and then not only that, it has the details on how to get the credit for the hosting, which is a $300 to $1,200 value depending on how many you purchase. So great question.
Perfectly answered. Thank you for that because that is so important right now. I cannot wait to share this news with my team. My team, this is great. Thank you.
Absolutely. My
Yay,
pleasure.
fantastic. I have a question for you. Leaders, don't be afraid to raise your hand so you can ask some question. Are you going to launch our link? I have to get that right. Our link on May 1st, or we're going to have an extended time?
Well, from what they told me, the price will absolutely go up. And then what we're looking to do is launch the blockchain in the next few days and the project together.
Okay, fantastic.
So I don't want to say too much because I don't want to give too much out of the bag. But the beginning of May is definitely the goal to get everything rolling. We want to get it going as fast as we can. We'll launch with a beta version, and then we'll all be testing and all that kind of fun stuff. But yeah, the goal is to roll it out ASAP.
Fantastic. Yeah. Anyone else? I know he did an amazing job. He's a global keynote speaker. We all know that. And he did an amazing job. A lot of times when You've
So
done such a great job. You have no questions, right? And so that's where we are. Sid, do you have a question for us?
I do. Thank you, Devon, for putting this on all of a sudden. I know sometimes timing is everything. And I tell you, Mr. Kidd, we're so grateful that you did show up. And I was looking at how you're going to pull this off. And I think in some previous Zoom, you might have mentioned that the regulatory challenges that normally come with companies that launch a piece of technology internationally. This will be something that blockchain won't have to actually have to deal with. Could you expound on that a little bit? How aggressively you can get started, and how is it going to just really shape things regarding that?
Yeah. So for example, Revo, which I love, I'm a node. I have multiple nodes in that project. Tony had a delivery company. You had to have the driver, you had to have a restaurant, you had to have a customer. With the driving, the decentralizing ride share, all you need is a driver and a customer. So what they do is what you'll do is you'll get, you'll look down and go, okay, I can take Uber for this price, or 10% less. I can save money by using Revo rides. The driver's going to make about 30% more. I get rewarded when I take Revo. The driver gets rewarded for driving for Revo. I rate the driver, I get rewarded. I tip the driver, I get rewarded. The driver gets rewarded because he gets tipped, and so on and so forth, right? But you have to launch different cities. You have to go through regulatory stuff, because I know there's stuff in Minneapolis that's been going on. Then you have to launch different countries. You have to have, it's a little more in depth. Still, I believe in the project. I believe it's going to be great, or I wouldn't have put my money in it. However, it's going to take more time. The great thing with this is the fact that we launch, anyone can use the links in any country, in most any country. I don't know if there's maybe one or two that we may not be able to go into, but the good news is that we have Blockade, a decentralized legal team, of which Ken Cuccinelli, because I live here in Virginia, he was the former Attorney General for the state of Virginia. He was the head of Homeland Security for our country, 2019 through 2021. When we were just in Kauai, they had a gentleman come over from, I think they call it the Swiss governance. Like a lot of our legal stuff is done through Switzerland, a lot of stuff for the decentralized communities. So I don't know how all that stuff works. I just know I have a legal call every single week, like I did today with the legal team. They make sure all the I's are dotted, the T's are crossed. They make sure we're saying the right things. We're promoting the right things. They make sure everything is set up properly. And then my job as the CEO is to make sure that we stay that, because this is not, this is not some fly-by-night operation. Our goal is a massive long-term project that goes straight head-to-head with the Zooms and the Microsoft meetings and all of that. And it's exciting. So yeah, so we do. That's why I believe, and Tony believes, and other people believe, that it is going to be one of the fastest growing projects in our personal opinion, because it's easy to explain video conferencing. We all know the need of it because the marketplace has conditioned us over the last 2 or 3 years that it's the way to go. It's the preferred method. And then when you say, hey, listen, would you rather get rewarded for doing video conferencing or not getting video conferencing? And then it's going to be easy to share how you get rewarded as we put the action points in place and we vote as a community. So it'll be easy to share, easy to explain, easy to promote, and easy to use.
Yeah, phenomenal. Wonderful, wonderful. Mr. Kidd, I want to ask you this question. Could you share, well, let me back up. Could you just share with our guests how they can get started today instead of a question? How about
Absolutely. Yeah. So basically what you can do is you can go to the person that invited you. Okay. They can give you their Connect link. You can set up a free account. Once you have that free account, if you click on share in the back office, there's videos on the projects, not the 2 newest ones because they're brand new. Like we're rolling all of those stuff out. Domains. Revo is they've been a few months ahead of us because we didn't start this project until a few months later. But we'll have domains and branding and all that stuff coming. But for right now, you can see the other projects in the back office. You can go to buy nodes up top, and your sponsor can show you how to go through and purchase those nodes. Now, if you go, hey, look, I can't get a node. You can earn one node by getting 5 people to buy a win node. Now, the details in the back office, here's the only challenge with that. If you do that, you're not in the blockchain until you get that free node. So the people that you brought on board, the way the blockchain works, there's one line. You come on board right now. You go, you know what? I'm in. Get me a win node, which they're normally 2,000. Right now, they're $500. There's a $1,500 coupon up to 5. And so when I just had a friend of mine, I said, look, we got somebody that's ready to register. So you want to go get your free account set up, and you want to at least get one node so you're in the blockchain. So this guy's going under you. So let's say right now you got started, you're in the blockchain. I just signed up my friend after this Zoom. My friend is under you in the blockchain. We go sign up. We've got a major call Zoom tomorrow with someone that this guy, most people know who he is. Okay. And if he came on board, guess what? You're in the blockchain. He's under you in the blockchain. So there's the blockchain line. Then there's the friend chain, the blockchain, the friend chain. So it's just one straight line that continues to go down. So that's why I recommend, man, get at least, decide if you want to get started with at least a win node. And then you have up to 5 coupons, but then you can decide what project looks best to you. And then if you want to take advantage of the promotions, you can do that as well. But start with a free account. Go look in the back office at the videos if you would like. Get with your leadership. Get any questions answered. Purchase your nodes. All of your nodes, except for the 2 new ones, you can go ahead and put online. You don't have to host them on your computer unless you really want to. Your computer needs to be operating at least 6 hours a day. I didn't want to have to worry about that. Tony didn't have to worry about that. So there's Block Fabric in the back office, which for $4.95 a month, you can host your node. So it's all in the cloud. I don't have to worry about my computers being on, so they can help you host your node. And then we have the promotions that they can get with you about as well, depending on what you purchase and how many you purchase. But I definitely appreciate the opportunity to share with each and every one of you. And I'm excited. The good news is that you got me working for you because I'm getting ready to go to Kauai and speak. Then I'm coming back. And we're probably going to be hitting Tampa. We're going to be hitting Charlotte. We're going to Amsterdam. So we got all kinds of places I'm going to be traveling, promoting the project, driving users to the platform, and continuing to make it better every single day.
Mr. Kidd, we have one hand up. So would you be able to answer this last question?
Sure. Absolutely.
Fantastic. Go ahead, Zoom user. You're unmuted.
Okay. I was just wondering what projects, I know that a lot of this is preemptive, like, they're trying to develop products that actually do what they're talking about. How many products do you guys have that are actually up with real life applications, like the Rev, where you can actually go in and use the product the way that it's intended to be able to be used?
Yeah, and you should be able to see that in your back office too. Like, for example, Grow. Like, we were in Puerto Rico, 7 minutes away. There was a farm. We could go use our Grow rewards to buy produce and eggs and beef and all of that for our family. You've got Element that's up and running. The nodes are up and running. And we were in Puerto Rico. I'm probably not supposed to say this, but they pulled out a $2.2 million diamond from Tiffany's because Tiffany's wants to put their stuff on the blockchain, right? You've got Switch up and running. It's one of the best onboard, offboard crypto ramps I've ever seen in my life. And actually, I have my new Switch, one of only a very few in the whole world, cards. So I'm a grandpa, so I can say this. I've got a grandchild now, but grandma or grandpa can walk into a store, swipe this, and not even know that they're using crypto. Right? Like, most of us on here tonight probably don't understand HTML, how the internet works, but we're using it. So when you have Switch, where you can actually go in and swipe a card, and it's converting your rewards right into USDT, and you can buy groceries and all that stuff. So there are quite a few projects that are up and running right now. I think there's 14 or 15 total. Our goal, like Ethereum probably has 10,000 from what I'm hearing, but about 600 of them have legs. Like, they're really decent projects, but the way their ecosystem is set up, they're really kind of competing against one another. What I love about our projects, they're going to have it to where you could go want to get a Revo ride, and they'll convert tokens from different projects. All of our projects are supporting one another. We have 10 million users right now. Our goal is to do 1 billion in the next 12 months. 1 billion. So our goal is to have at least 1,000 really good projects. And I'll give you one more little secret, then I'm going to stop because I might say too much. They're going to launch what they call a launch chain. It's almost going to be like Shark Tank for the blockchain. So people that have an idea like I did, you present it, but they don't have the funds. And if that project, if the community votes, man, this is a powerful project that could have some legs, they're going to help that project launch on the launch chain. How brilliant is that? Right? And we get to all be a part of it. So the good news, like right now, we're able to participate in Revo and Rally, our link, before they're even launched. From day one, you can activate your nodes. If we go from 14, 15 projects to hundreds of projects, and all of us have the opportunity to participate in the very beginning of every one of those projects, that's going to be pretty cool. The ones that you feel like you want to participate in. So again, when you look at those videos in the back, you'll be able to see which ones are active, how they work, whether it's Galvin. Like, for example, I've got a Galvin node. I can speak into my Galvin app every day. It will read 2,500 AI biomarkers. It will tell me my mood, my energy, my stress. It will tell you what to do to help with those things. I get rewarded for heart minutes. So when I exercise and all that stuff, I'm earning rewards because you reward what you want repeated. And by the way, one of the AI companies met us in Kauai at the trip we just went on. And I think Microsoft or somebody's trying to buy this technology for a massive amount of money. You will end up, I don't know if I should even say this. They're working, eventually we may have a digital twin. Okay, so you wake up in the morning, you speak into your Galvin app, it notices that maybe you're deficient in something. So then what it does, it contacts Grow and says, listen, we need to order some groceries that will help you with the deficiencies that you have. We need to contact Revo Rides to go pick up your groceries and deliver them to your house. Like, it's the things they're talking are way, way out of my knowledge space, right? I know how to market, promote, train, help people, impact people. But when it comes to the technology and these projects and what they're doing, looking to do to impact the world, this is not just about getting rewards. We're talking about projects that will impact the world. I never felt like I could actually make a big difference in the world. My whole life, I've done some pretty cool things. I've been very blessed, but I've never felt like I feel right now where I'm going, Jeff Bezos saw the internet. Zuckerberg saw it. Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, all of those saw that vision. We missed it. This is growing faster than the internet. And we have the ability to participate. And where we are right now, that's why I am working harder than I've ever worked in my entire life. Because I understand the window to do what we do now, it may not be in a few years from now. And these are the people that I'm hanging around that have made millions and some of them billions in this space. They're like, look, now that you have the big money, the smart money, the BlackRock, Fidelity, all of those coming on board, in the future, we'll have the chance to do some really cool things. But this bull run may be the biggest we've ever experienced, and we may not have this big ever again, just because of the timing of where we are, just like the .com boom and all that other stuff. So anyway, I know that was a long answer, but hopefully it helped with a little bit of perspective of what we're doing and how the projects are working and how they're growing and all that good stuff.
We love it. Yeah, we love it. That was amazing. That was, wonderful. Like, wow. All the technology, I have my app for Galvin. We had them on last week, and we should be having Switch on, but today is about our link, right? We want to focus on our favorite brand right now, our favorite project, because a lot of people, we love Rally moving to our link. All right. Even though I was rallied up, that's okay. We'll go to our link.
It's still the R. It's just our link.
Our link. Our link.
Yeah. But that fits more on the blockchain side too. But yeah, we appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Well, we want to say, guests and members, if you don't have any questions, we want to go ahead and end this call. Our CEO, he's very busy. He has a lot of work to do. Keep in mind, he's about to have a full-fledged launch next week, and I am like ecstatic. I can't wait for us to get the email. Is this going to be like streamlined or anything like that so we can see it when you all are in Utah? In any way, are we going to be able to see a part of it?
Well, they have like official ceremonies that they do to actually like put some confidential, like the legal stuff in place.
Okay.
But we will do an official launch and get all of you a part of it for sure.
Okay, fantastic.
And we
Well,
want you to be a part of all of it because you are a part of all of it. You're the community, and we're all building it together.
fantastic, fantastic. Well, we're a lot of us on this call, we're node owners, so we're excited. We got the call for our link. We got the call for that. We got the call for a lot of these. We didn't get Microsoft call, we didn't get Zoom or Uber and all those other calls, but we have gotten this call and we're super excited. So for all of our guests, you want to get back to the person who invited you. Members, make sure you follow up with your guests. And I want to say, Darin kids, you did an amazing, amazing job. We are so excited that you are the CEO of our link, and we're looking forward for that official launch. We're in pre-launch now. I've gotten my our link, which was Rally Our Link. We have gotten ours, and we are ready to go. A lot of our members, we already purchased our link already. We're ready to go. We're just ready. We're always on Zoom every week, right? So we're going to be getting those rewards, and we're super excited about that. Thank you so much for your time. We know you had a busy schedule and you squeezed us in today. We want to say we want to see you come back once again, but once again, we want to say thank you. Members, we want you all to go to the bottom. Guests, go to the bottom as well and give him some love, give him some heart. Let him know how much you appreciate him being here. Go ahead, guys. Let's give him some heart. Let's give him some heart. Let him know how much we appreciate him being here. I know some of you all don't know how to do that, but is the reaction at the bottom. That's all you have to do. Go to the reaction at the bottom and then give him some heart, give him some love. Guys, we want to say good night. We appreciate you, but guests and members, don't forget we have a call this Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern in our Telegram group. You will get the chat. So remember that. Darin kid, thank you so much. You did amazing. All right, everyone.
Awesome job.
You
Just
all.
All
awesome.
right, everybody. Appreciate
night.
you more than you know. Thank you.
Night.
Good night.
Awesome.
Thank you
Good
so
job.
much. You did amazing.
Thank you so much.
so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
Incredible. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Good night. Good night, everyone.
Good night. Good night. Mhm.